from my perspective as a writer? Well, I just try to see what makes an artist tick, how they work. I do look at writing for Stevan, or I look at his work as a kind of poetry, because it has this gorgeous flow, and it's extremely emotional and extremely human and lush, and like the line work is so, and the ink work is so beautiful. Also great storytelling, of course, all that stuff. At the base, for me to want to work with an artist, the storytelling has to be primary and excellent. So everyone I work with is an amazing storyteller. But then on top of that, whatever it is, Eric is he's like I said, an architect or an engineer. He's extremely experimental, and he wants to play with the formal aspects of the comic book page and how time works on the page, and what you're capable of doing with the technology of comics. And so when I write for him, I write for that. Comics has its own technology. It is its own technology. And so when I write for him, I write for that. Whereas so much of what Stepan does on top of the great storytelling, it's like he'll switch his style around a lot.
It's stunning.
It's stunning, right? It's absolutely amazing. And so I would try to make sure that I'm switching my voice a lot with him, and then I'm really paying a lot of attention to the voice of the characters. And I do that on Assorted Crisis events too, with each individual issue. But I'm much more focused on, well, what can we do to experiment formally with Assorted Crisis events? And just because I know Eric is good at that and likes doing that, and is going to take whatever my suggestion is and elevate it hugely. He likes the constraint and figuring out his own new constraints. And like the example I always use is there's this writing group called Olupo, who describe themselves as the rats who create the maze that they then escape. And I think of what we're doing as kind of that.